Hey everyone, how are you? Oops, I forgot to put on my mic. I should do that. How are you guys doing today? I'm just going to wait for a couple of you. We all say to jump on here. I am so super excited about everything that's happening. Hi Susie, how are you? See who else comes on here. We're going to wait just a couple of minutes, not even, when we get started today because I'm just too excited to wait for things. I am too excited. Make sure if you're watching, you come on. And what a great time. You know, I'm totally looking at this time as a completely different thing. I know for some people it has been trying and it has been challenging. And I want to talk to you about change and different things. But the first thing I want to tell you, which was the change, the start of the change. When we came into COVID, when we came into this, I was in the middle of a course that I was taking on marketing with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. So I was doing that course. And because of COVID, I was able to really focus in on the course. And for years, like the last 3 years, I have been like, I knew that this was coming. What is this? I don't know. I knew that something was coming. Hi, Sandra. Hi, Tammy. You know, that feeling of impending, and I'm not going to say doom because I didn't think it was doom, but impending something, like something was coming and I didn't know what it was. And I remember when we came into 2019, hi, Tyler. When we came into 2019, I was like, it's almost here. Like it's here. I don't know what it is though. But it's here, it's coming, it's close. And we started coming to the end of 2019 and all of a sudden this thing with COVID came out. And I was like, is this it? Like, is this the thing? And what is this? So I'm taking this course, right, with Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. I'm taking this course and I'm feeling like everything's talking to me. Like it was weird. Like even when I started taking the course, I was like, this is the last marketing course I'm ever going to take, right? Like this is it. Like I have taken too many courses and, you know, so this is it. And it was funny because the first thing that Dean Graziosi said during the intro for the course was, this is the last marketing course you will ever take. And it was funny because when the first cost, and I'm telling you guys this for a reason. So when the first cost came out for the course, I felt like it was a little bit high because I know we were stepping into COVID, so I had to be careful, right? So I was like, I don't know. I wish they would just break this down into payments. The next day, I get an email about how they're breaking it down into payments of 4. And even then, even in payments of 4, I was like, I don't know. It would have been nice if it was broken down a little bit more. 2 days later, I get an email saying, we're breaking it down into 8 payments. I was like, Aisha, it's just not going to get better than this. So you got to take this course, right? So I'm taking the course and everything in it is talking to me. It's exactly what I need to be hearing at that time. So it's all good. And I go into, and this is interesting. When I say change is coming or change happens in our plans, the things that I was thinking about, the things that I was planning for my business, for my life, things were changing. And I just wanted to go with it. I wanted to see where these changes were going to take me, right? Because so many times it's like, hey man, I got a plan for my business. I've got to plan what I'm doing. This is what's happening. And you know, we sort of know what we're doing, and especially as an entrepreneur, right? Hi, Helen. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Joyanne. Especially as an entrepreneur, you know, you plan your week or you know what you're going to do and you start doing it and you get into this routine of doing stuff. And sometimes that doesn't allow for new things to come in, right? It doesn't allow for new things to come in, or we're so wrapped up in our stuff, which I was, you know, running my private coaching business, right, where I work with people holistically, alternatively, like I help them. I'm a hypnotherapist. So I was so busy in building that and so focused on what I was doing, I wasn't allowing myself to even notice the messages and the information that was being shown to me, and I wasn't getting it. I was like a hamster on a wheel. Okay? So now COVID slows us right down, and I'm like, oh, well, what am I going to do with all this time, right? So as I did, I started studying, right? I used the time as a sabbatical. I used the time to study. My mom lives next door, so I had to isolate. My sister was coming back from the States from being a snowbird. They came back early, and they had to isolate. My mom lives with them, so she had to come with me, and while they're isolating, and we're isolating. So everything was like, we were staying in like everybody else. So I'm sitting there going, okay, now what? So I have always had a dream. My dream has always been to have a spiritual center, right? It's always been, yeah, right, Helen? You gotta, I had to use the time well. I didn't want to be just sitting down on my couch waiting for this to be over, right? So I had to use the time well. So I have this dream. I've had it for years and years. 2 dreams. One dream was to collaborate. I always thought when I walked into this world of what I do now, I can do mediumship, I do this stuff, I've got my hypnotherapy, I've got it kind of all put together, I'm helping people with their lives, right? So when I walked into this world, I always wanted to collaborate, right? It was like, wouldn't it be great to get everybody together and create something really big and just this community and do stuff, right? Great, Susie, and do things. But it was really weird. Here was the weird part. Even though I'm very holistically and alternatively minded, I thought it would be like an easy go-to that people would want to collaborate with me, right? And do something together. And it was like, no, everybody's ego was still in the way because they were so afraid there was fear. People have fear. I'm not judging. I'm just saying people have fear. So they had this fear that if we collaborated and brought our resources together, that they would lose clients or somebody would get more clients than them. There'd be this competition thing and blah, 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 right? So, and I get it, right? Again, not judging. Everyone's at a different place in their life. So, I let that go. And I kind of put collaboration on the back burner for a while. I was like, I don't know, Aisha, maybe this is a big dream. Maybe this is not something that's going to happen. And then I've always dreamt about a spiritual center, right? So the spiritual center has always been a place in my mind that one day, and how many people who do healing work do not dream of a spiritual center, right? So it was this spiritual center where people would go and there'd be lots of different teachers and you could book in for as much time as you wanted and to deal with your stuff, right? So that was the dream. And I used to go into my meditations and I could walk the hallways and I knew what the tiles looked like. I knew what the walls looked like. I knew what it looked like to look out the window and what I would see. I knew it was going to be near water. I knew what the trees looked like beside the doors that went into the different rooms. Like, I knew this place. I knew it. I knew what it tasted, what the food was like. I knew the smell of it. I knew this place. So every time I would go into a meditation, not every time, a lot of times I would go into the meditation, I would decide ahead of time, I think I'm going to go walk the halls, right? That was my thing. I'm going to go walk the halls of the center. So I'm going to say 6 weeks ago, about 6 weeks ago, I go into a meditation to say, hey, I'm going to go walk the halls of my center. Okay. So this is what happens. Now, when I say change, you have to allow for change. And when I say have to, I mean that in a very pleading way. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying you really have to allow for change. Okay. So I go in and I'm sort of in my space and I start walking, getting ready to walk the halls, when all of a sudden, all I see is this huge field in front of me. And I want to talk to you about huge field. Like, it looked like a massive football field. Like, as far as I could see, there was just this field. And everybody, lots of people. That's awesome. That's awesome, Alicia. Well, you know what? You need to talk to me. So, because I'm working on something now. So, what happens is, all these people are on these kind of golden yellow mats, right? Like yoga mats, right? And they're all wearing white, and I can't really see what they look like. I just see these people. And I didn't realize it till after I came out of the meditation, but everybody was social distancing. So people were not, like the mats and the people were not side by side. Everybody was kind of spread out. Okay, and again, in the meditation, I didn't make the connection until after, okay? So everybody's all social distancing, and I can tell that I am behind a mic and that I'm talking, but I don't know what I'm saying. Like I have a feeling like I'm leading a meditation or something, but I just honestly don't know what I'm saying. But I can see through my own eyes. It's just a feeling like I think I'm leading a meditation. So then all I hear in my head is, Aisha, look right. Okay, so I turn my head right, which is, I think you're left right now, but I turn my head right, expecting, hi Nikki, hi Larry, hi Jen, expecting to see the spiritual center, but from the outside, right? But instead, I see this huge university campus. I was shocked, like almost shocked to the point where I was like, you want me to open a campus? Like, where did all of this come from? And I almost shocked myself out of the meditation because it was just so big. Like the energy of all of this was so big. But I just felt like, no, I'm going to stay. And I stayed in the meditation, and if I could draw, God help me if I could draw, I would actually draw. I could draw every window. I know exactly what it looks like. So I'm like, okay. So I come out of the meditation and I'm feeling incredible love. I'm crying. There's like this energy, like tears of gratitude, really, for showing me this. Hi, Tara. But now I sit with it, right? Now I'm sitting with this going, what was this? Like I go into my meditation to walk the halls of my center, and I end up here at this place, right? That I wasn't even thinking about. So what does this mean? And I look up at my ceiling, right? As we all do when we're talking to the big guy. And I look up at my ceiling and I'm like, how do you expect me to do this? You want me to open up a campus? Like, I can't even get the center going. Like, how is it that you want me to open up a campus? How am I supposed to do this? Right? And I left it at that. The message was there. It was a beautiful dream. And all I put out there was, how do you want me to do this? First things first. I didn't disregard it. I did feel a little overwhelmed by it. But I didn't say, I asked an empowering question. How do you want me to do this? That was my question, not I can't do this, or it's not the right time. Do you know that it's COVID right now? Like, I don't have the money to do this. And what am I supposed to do? Get investors? Like, this is not going to work. Like, so I didn't do any of that stuff. I just was like, how do you want me to do this? How do you want me to do this? And I left it there. Yes. Right, Larry? Absolutely. So I go on to a networking event that's being held online. And I loved it because these women, I moved 3 hours away from where I used to live. And I haven't seen these women for 3.5 years. This is a group of networking, sort of holistic people that I used to go to once a month. And now they're holding the event online. So I'm excited because I am going online to be able to go to this networking event and see people that I haven't seen for 3 years. Okay, so this is happening a few days after that. I go on, I see these people, I'm so excited, right? Like, hi, everybody, like I'm having a great time. And I notice this platform that's being used through this thing. And I'm like, oh, this is really great. Like, you know, this is such a great platform. And wow, they must have paid a lot of money for this. And you know what a great thing that they did. Okay. So I'm looking at this platform and it has an app. So I'm like, whoo, this is really good, right? So I go on the app and then I realize, wait a minute, this isn't their platform. This is a platform that they're using. They're paying money to use. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go check this out. So I go on this platform and I spend 7 days, the 7-day trial. And I try to find every single thing I hate about this platform, like every reason why it won't work for this nudging feeling I have in the back of my head. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. It's not gonna work, and it works. And everything I try, it works. And I'm like, oh my God, right? So where am I going with this? I show this to a few people. I now have a board of directors for this holistic university of self-mastery. Listen, I'm not pumping the university right now. I'm telling you, you got to feel your dreams. So I've created the University of Self-Mastery. The domains are available. I buy them all. And I'm like, okay. And I start putting together this university. I start talking to teachers. First, I decide, how am I going to put this together in a way that I would like it? That it would talk to me, that I could be a part of this, that people would collaborate with me, right? So then I started approaching people. I started telling people about my dream, and I started telling people about what happened. And the first time I did it all wrong. I was all like salesy and markety, and I was like, that just crashed and burned. So instead, I was just really honest, and I was really transparent, and I really told people about what I wanted and my dream and my passion for serving others and how important that is to me, and that I'm not just looking for teachers and coaches and mentors and people who have workshops and courses. That's great. That's the bonus piece. I am looking for people to collaborate with that share the same passion as me, that has the same value system as me, right? So they have to be wanting to serve the world, to serve people in their self-growth for themselves, for their businesses, for their relationships, to be there, to be supportive, to be interactive, like to do this. So I start talking about what I want. I start talking about my vision. I start talking about my dream. And now it's been 2 weeks, and I've got over 30 teachers, and I've got 2 weeks booked solid on my schedule to talk to more teachers. And I can tell you, I don't hardly have time to go to the bathroom. And I'm on because I'm talking to teachers from all over the world, and instructors and facilitators and coaches and mentors and authors and all these wonderful people. And they live all over the place in different time zones. So I'm like, when do I sleep? And they haven't even all come on yet, and I'm just seeing this thing forming so that when the students come onto this campus, it's going to be massive. It's going to be huge. This thing is going to be explosive. And somebody last week said to me, one of the teachers looked at what I've been building, with my team now and what I've been building, and they said, this is going to be bigger than Hay House. And that blew me away. I didn't even know what to say. It brought me to tears. Not because I'm competing with Hay House, but the fact that my dream is happening, right? The fact that it's happening, and everybody that is part of this has the same value system, has the same goal. We're all putting our energy together to create this amazing thing. And I never thought that it would happen. That my two dreams of a center, which I never thought it would be online, I thought it would be brick and mortar, and my love of collaboration is happening. And more people are contacting me saying, I want to be a part of this. And I'm like, let's talk. And I can't believe it. I haven't had any interviews with people who don't have this passion. Like, energy is even bringing me the right people. It's not just anyone who's coming to me. The right people are coming to me. I'm not just allowing anyone into this place. I want to talk to them. I want to feel their energy. I want to know that they're the right person. And I got to tell you, I'm blown away. It completely changed my plan. I had to let it change. And that's the point of what I'm trying to talk to you about today. If some of you want to contact me, that's awesome about what you have and about being part of the collaboration. But the point of this whole thing today was to share with you that I got off the hamster wheel. I allowed my dream to come out. And it's so funny because the one part I didn't mention is, if you guys watched me put my vision board together, which is a vision wall, one of the big things I have on the wall is big love. And I also put up a picture or a saying that says the host with the most. And it's funny because on the site, the way that it's set up, I'm called the campus host, right? So I didn't know that at the time. So big love. And I asked for big love as a relationship. It's been a long time since I've been in a relationship. I've been really focused on my business. So I was like, it's time for big love. It's time for a relationship. I want big love. And I wasn't just saying it to myself. I was telling people, I'd be at these events and I'm looking for big love. It's time for big love in my life. And I would say it. And it's so interesting how the energies that be hear what you're saying. I said, I want big love. they really brought me big love. They brought me all these amazing people. They brought me the ability to share big love with the world. They brought me all these wonderful new relationships. I was thinking like this, and energy gave me that. And I am so grateful and so thankful that when I think about it, it breaks me down because it's so amazing. And if you ever, when you know you're on your path, when you know you're doing the right thing, everything feels good and everything works and what you're asking for happens. We had a director of technology and it wasn't, I hadn't met her before. It really didn't work out with her. Her ideas were different than ours, which is fine. It happens. Nobody has to love it, right? It has to feel good for them, right? So it didn't feel good for her. And so yesterday we're having a meeting. We call it a board meeting. We get together. It's not really corporate. It's really just us talking about something. So we're having a meeting with the team and I'm saying, we really need someone to do all the technology stuff behind this because I can do it, but it's taking me too long. So we need that to happen. And as I'm talking to one of the beautiful board members, Lisa Berry, while I'm talking to her, she's the director of development and creating new promotions, and we're going to have scholarships and wonderful things. So while she's talking about this, we say, we really need a director of technology. And she goes, Aisha, I know somebody, right? I've got to hook the two of you up. And I was like, that's great. So here comes energy again. While I'm talking to her, and this other girl she talks to once in a while, doesn't she text her at that moment? While we're on the Zoom together, she texts her at that moment. And now I have a meeting with that woman tomorrow. And she is so in alignment with what we're doing. I'm telling you, when you allow for change, when you notice the signs, you gotta notice the signs. Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you so much for saying that, Larry. And yes, vision boards are so important. I never realized how important they were. And Helen, reach out to me. Just text me and I'll set up a thing for you. An interview for you. So I'm a little excited. So she texts her while we're talking. And so Lisa gets on with her, sends her a message, and you have to meet this woman, and she's telling her a little bit about, what we're planning, and now I have a meeting with her today. And I'm like, I come out of these things, and I feel so surreal. I feel like, have you ever had a moment where you sort of sit back and go, did that just happen? Did that just really happen? That's crazy. You're in the moment and it's happening and you're like, whoa, that's really cool. And everything's happening. And then it gets calm for you and you sit back and you go, holy fuck, did that just happen? Right? And it's amazing. It's amazing. I feel so blessed, right? I feel so blessed. I feel so thankful. I also feel like, this was a mission. I feel like this is a mission. This is more than just a project. This is a mission. And that as much as it's my dream, I also feel like I never forget that I am kind of a tool, of things manifesting, of stuff being available to the world, So my dream is in alignment with something that's saying, okay, she's going to do this and we're going to bring her the pieces that she needs. I don't know what to tell you. So all I can say to you is allow for your plans to change. Don't give up on your dreams. They take time sometimes. You know how long I've been wanting a center? Do you know how long I've been wanting to do collaboration? For years, right? So sometimes it takes time. So if you've put one of your dreams aside thinking that it will never happen, pull it out. Put it on your vision board. Do a 300 list. 300 lists are great, right? So a 300 list, that's writing down, it sounds hard. It is actually a little bit difficult, but writing down 300 things in your journal that you want. So you get to about 75 and it starts to get tough, right? But writing it like a to-do list, like with like a tick box. So every time something happens, you can check it off. 300 things that you want. Be clear about what you want. It's so important to be clear about what you want. And don't give up on it, ever. Right? Know that it will happen. It's going to come. When the time is right, it's going to come. Would I have guessed that this university, this collaboration, this amazing gift would have shown up in the middle of COVID? No. Never in a million years would I have thought that. But it did, right? And I was open to it, and I paid attention, and I listened, and I heard the signs. I saw the signs, and I didn't just, like, the opportunity showed up, and I didn't just go later. I'll deal with it later. I'll take a look at it later, because I can tell you that a lot of my later shit never happens. So I did it in that moment. I went with it. I made it important. And I'm so glad that I did. So look at the signs. Understand the opportunities that are showing up for you. Don't push it aside. Give room for your dream to breathe, right? Give room for what you're working on to breathe, right? I thought mine was going to be the private coaching. Of course it is. That's part of it. That's what I do, right? The private coaching, the healing work, right? The mediumship. That's what I do. But this project, that's helping one person at a time. This project is many people helping many people. This is a many to many. It's not one to one, one to many. This is going to be many to many. And it's going to be global. And it's going to be in different languages. And it's going to be all over the world. And like, oh my God, I would have never thought about this. I wouldn't have. It showed up because I allowed it to grow. I allowed the changes to happen, the adjustments to be made to make it better. So we're going to work on this. I'm going to work on this. If any of you are interested, come on in. If nothing else you take away from this, then take away to keep your dreams alive. Don't ever put them aside. And if something is standing in your way, then come and see me. Right? This is not a sales pitch. I'm telling you, I am here to help you. Okay? I am here to help you. Whether it's private, in my university now there's group coaching. I'm working with groups of people, right? We're working together to support each other. There's ways to do this. Stop being alone. You know, there's something that was said by Joe Dispenza. I loved it. I ran across it this morning while I was sort of writing down what I want to talk to you guys about. Break the bad habit of being yourself. I love that. Break the bad habit of being yourself. We get in our own ways so badly. We paint ourselves into a corner and then we're upset because things didn't go out the way that we planned. You've done it. I've done it. We all do it. Right? Break the bad habit of being yourself. I freaking love that. Right? I love that. How awesome is that? The fact that he even came up with that line. That's amazing. Right? So stop being yourself. Stop getting in your own way. If you feel like you need help, go get it. If you feel like you need to change something, do it. Change your choices. If you keep making the same choices, then you're going to keep having the same outcomes. Right? If you keep using the same resources you have and not building on those resources or reaching outside yourself to bring in resources, guess what? Same shit's going to keep happening. Right? So, break the bad habit of being yourself. Create what you want to be. Right? Just make different choices. Ask different questions. Make different decisions. Do this for yourself. And stop fighting yourself. Right? That's what we do. Stop fighting yourself. And think of that voice in your head as a last tip. Think of that voice in your head, that one that bashes the crap out of you. Thanks, Larry. Thank you so much. You know those military boot camps? And they have those ladder walls that you got to climb the ladder wall to jump over the other side. Okay. Imagine that your inner critic, that voice in your head, first of all, love your inner critic. Love it. If you show it love, the messages will change. Secondly, climb the wall, because on the other side is your gut voice listening to you or talking to you, communicating with you. But this other voice is always in your way. So climb the wall. Just climb it and make that part of your team, right? Make that voice part of your team and show it love. I know it sounds stupid and I know it sounds weird, and how am I supposed to do that? Just be loving. The power of love is so incredible. It really is. And if you can show that voice some big love, you will find that the messages that you get are going to be much different. And think of that change from hating that voice and listening to the crap it says to being able to show it big love is that obstacle, that rope wall that you have to climb to get to the other side. Right? Yes, Helen. I definitely heard what I needed to hear, and I'm listening. You know, before COVID, I wasn't really listening. I'm going to be honest. I was so driven to what I was doing that I wasn't paying attention to what was going on around me. The messages that were coming in. You got to listen. Okay, you got to listen, because it can change everything. It can change everything. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in this morning. And if anyone wants to reach out to me, please feel free to PM me. If you have any questions about anything, if you need some help with something, get out of your own way and just reach out. Reach out. If I didn't reach out, this wouldn't be happening. If I didn't reach out, I would not be here today. Okay, so reach out and get what you need. Stop depriving yourself of that and break that habit of being you. I know it sounds weird, but there it is. Okay, so have a great day, and I love you guys. Big love, mwah, to all of you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.